Hi everyone. I wanted to tell you about how the LA Times Festival of Books has gone so far, before I forget and then just don't tell you anything. So I think it goes without saying that meeting a bunch of other book bloggers and book lovers was pretty fantastic. And I could talk about books and book blogging forever at this point. And a few of us did stay up pretty late last night talking, and so I'm paying for it today. But it was fantastic. Everybody's super nice and just what I expected them to be, and it's been wonderful. The first panel that I went to yesterday, I tweeted about it and told some of you that Will Wheaton was on the panel, and Lisa and I, before the panel started, Lisa from Books on the Brain, I was outside eating, finishing my bagel because you couldn't take food inside, and the woman who was taking tickets, she said to this guy, "Do you have a ticket?" And he said, "No, I'm on the panel." And I look over and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Will Wheaton!" And he looks over, and he was really nice, and I didn't really say much, and I was just like, "Oh, I follow you on Twitter, and I really like you." And he's like, "All right." And then I quickly finished my bagel, and then I got in line behind him because I thought I was so lame. I need to fix this. So I got in line behind him, and I said, "Will, I really like that shirt you did." And he said, "What shirt?" And I was like, "Oh, the one with the dice." He did this shirt for Woot.com, and it has these multi-sided dice on it. If you play D&D, it's cool. But and I play D&D, so I thought it was really neat. And I said, "Oh, the shirt with the dice." And I play D&D too, and so I thought it was really cool. And he said, "Oh, what version of D&D do you play?" And I was like, "I don't know. I know that we play the Shackled City, but I don't know which version. There's all these different versions because it's been out for so long." But Lisa took our picture, and I was even smart enough to tell him that I originally, when I followed him on Twitter, didn't know who he was. Isn't that nice? I think if sometimes I just open my mouth and insert both feet, and that's how I talk to people. Well, then we went after that panel, and it was an okay panel. There was one woman who totally didn't get Twitter, and I don't know why she was on that panel, but anyways, that's for another blog post. Then there was another panel that had Lori Halse Anderson, but I had to leave early to go to a different panel. The other panel that I thought was fantastic there was two other panels that were just amazing, and unfortunately none of the other book bloggers went with me. I saw it was called Publishing the Next Generation, Publishing 3.0, the Next Generation, and it had Richard Nash, the former editor of Soft Skull, and a publishing house, and Sarah Nelson, the former editor of Publishers Weekly. Patrick Brown, he's one of the employees at Vroman's, and he's really entrenched in what they do online and helping to kind of move the bookstore into the future of selling ebooks and things like that. And then also Otis Chandler, who founded Goodreads. And it was a fantastic panel. I've got 2 pages of notes that I'm going to tell you about. But the funnest part was after it was over, I went up and I was gushing to Sarah Nelson and Patrick Brown and like, "Oh, this was the best panel I've been to." It was fantastic. What made it the best was that the panel was a conversation. It wasn't people saying, it wasn't the moderator saying, "Well, what do you think of this? Can you tell me what you think of this? And can you tell me what you think of this?" It was a conversation. It was Sarah Nelson saying something, and then Richard Nash bouncing off of that, and then Otis Chandler bouncing off of that, and so that was fantastic. Lots of gushing on my part, and I'm sure a red face. And then the next panel, the last panel that I went to yesterday, was with Catherine Dunn, and she was the only author that I was really looking forward to yesterday, and she was fantastic. And she was on this panel of authors I've never heard of. Pico Iyer, and Jeff Dyer, and another author I can't remember. And the moderator was Michael Silverblatt, who has a radio program called Bookworm that airs for a half hour either once a week or every day. I'm not quite clear, on a radio station down here in LA. And it was so good. I found out some really great things that I'll be telling you. But I went and had my book, my copy of Geek Love, autographed by Catherine Dunn. And I can't help myself. I meet an author and I gush. And I was especially excited to meet her because she doesn't talk to the media a lot, and she's not a very prolific writer as far as fiction. And she is working on another book, which I'm looking forward to when it does come out. But so I had to stand in line for about 15 minutes, and I was wondering, why is this line taking so long? Don't people know that they can't be hogging the author and not talking their ear off? So I get up there, and what do? I hog the author and talk her ear off. But I couldn't help myself. I wanted to tell her how much I loved her book, how great I thought it was, and show her all of my, can you see all of my little sticky notes for my book club? Because there was so much in it that I found interesting and relevant to humanity and human behavior. And guess what she wrote after my verbal diarrhea? She wrote, oops, Trish, you made my day. After that, I went and met the other book bloggers, because we were all meeting after the different panels that we went to. I was high as a kite. It was an exciting day. And so today, I can't wait to see what happens, because I get to meet Luis Alberto Urrea, who wrote The Hummingbird's Daughter, and is coming out with a book soon called, I believe it's called Into the Beautiful North. I also will get to see Kevin J. Anderson, who's really big in the science fiction community. And that's it. But I'm sure the other authors on the panels will be fantastic, like the other ones have been, like the other ones were yesterday. Anyways, that's all. I just had to tell you, I need to get going. But I will tell you more about today later.